Hello and welcome back to Cam Reads as we continue with A Free Woman on God's Earth. Chapter 2. Next morning, mist from the Housatonic River swirled around Bet's ankles as she carried 2 buckets of waters up the steps to the house. Winter seemed to be settling into the valley. Several years had gone by and 5 slaves now lived on the Ashley farm. They slept in a small outbuilding set apart from the main house. Bet liked to sing songs quietly after dark with Selah, the other slaves, John, Zach, and Harry. It made her feel as though she had a family. Selah and the other slaves tried to do their best to care for her, but they could not replace her real mother or father. Bet's father, as he promised, had come to the end of that first long, hard summer. Selah had arranged for Bet to work in the fields that day, helping with the harvest, and she was able to spend a few precious hours with him. They had even stayed the night, and they sang together, and he told news from home and gave her more herbs from her mother. On starlit nights, Bet liked to look up at her mother's star and hold her in her heart. Bet often dreamed of having a friend. She realized the Ashley children were privileged, but she could not understand why they would not play with her. She wondered what made her different. Selah, why am I not allowed to play with Jane and Mary? Why won't the mistress let me play when all my work is done? Selah looked at her sharply. Child, you know why. We've spoken of this before. You're too big to ask me such questions. But, Bet, I know you don't like to hear this, but I'm going to say it again. Because our skin is black and theirs is white, we are slaves. That's how it is. We can't help it. We have to accept it. Now go fetch me the linen. Bet heaved a sigh and waited to the clothesline. She might not be able to do anything about it, but she wasn't going to accept it in her heart, not for a minute. Bet grew tall and strong, but before long she was half a head taller than Selah. Keeping herself tidy was important to her. Although Mrs. Ashley kept her working from morning until night, she always tried to keep her apron clean, her hair tucked neatly in her cap, her stockings mended. Doing the household tasks gave her a sense of pride, especially her cooking. Under Selah's guidance, she became a very good cook, and the whole household looked forward to her meals. Will you cook for supper tonight, Bet? Colonel Ashley asked. Sir, what would you like? I like anything you prepare, Bet. Thank you, sir. The mistress had ordered her beef stew in a crock, red cabbage, and apples with cheddar biscuits on the side, and to top it off, vinegar pie. Ah, vinegar pie will hit the spot. I look forward to dinner, Bet. Bet smiled, wishing her mistress could be as pleasant as the colonel, but the mistress could never be pleased. Bet, these vegetables are overcooked. Bet knew this was not so, but she had to apologize just the same. Hannah, dear, they taste fine to me, the colonel said. Mrs. Ashley glared at her husband. The children glared at their father. Colonel Ashley should know better than to cross his wife, and she would remind him that the slaves were a gift from her father. This made them more hers than his. The colonel sighed and ate his meals in silence. Bet! Mrs. Ashley cried loudly at the door. Bet! She looked impatiently. Where was Bet, the girl who dared to have a mind of her own? She would have to make her listen, break her independence, show her who was the mistress and who was the slave. Bet appeared around the corner of the house, clutching her bonnet and a bouquet of wild flowers. Here I am. Did I not request that you take this bottle of ale to my son's house? I'm sorry. I was going to give the bottle of ale to Brom, who was on an errand for your son, but Mrs. Root sent her some around for bee balm for her foot, and I was fetching it. Mrs. Ashley snorted. She only reluctantly allowed Bet to her neighbors and other cheese-growing families. Why hadn't she prevented it years ago when Bet first showed skill as a healer? For goodness sakes, couldn't her neighbors find their own cures for their own silly ailments? After all, Bet was her slave, not everyone else's, thought Mrs. Ashley to herself. Angrily, she handed Bet the bottle of ale and said, Give it to Brom first and do your business quickly. I have a long list of tasks that need doing. That's the end of that story. See you later.